6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Myanmar's NLD party says Aung San Suu Kyi detained by military. The army commander says around 31,000 army personnel will receive the AstraZeneca vaccine during the next few days. The final report on the investigation of the Easter Sunday attacks scheduled to be presented to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll up by 3. The total COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka crosses 64,000. The isolation status imposed in 3 police divisions will be lifted as of 5 a.m. today, the 1st of February. In news overseas, Hong Kong residents now eligible for special UK visa. In sports news, the upcoming India vs England Test series has the potential to be an enticing contest similar in intensity to the one recently completed in Australia. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says around 31,000 army personnel will receive the AstraZeneca vaccine during the next few days. Meanwhile, around 8,000 personnel received vaccination yesterday. Meanwhile, the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination dose was administered to a group of policemen engaged in coronavirus mitigation activities yesterday. The Government Information Department said 100 police officers were administered the first dose of the vaccine. The policemen were vaccinated at the police hospital in Narayanpeta. The Minister of Public Security Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara and the Inspector General of Police Chandana Wickramaratne were present at the occasion. The final report on the investigation of the Easter Sunday attack incidents scheduled to be presented to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. The chairman of the Presidential Commission, Supreme Court Judge Janath De Silva, will submit the document to the President today. The final report was prepared after the completion of the time period given, and more than 450 individuals were questioned during this process. 3 more COVID-19 related deaths were reported in Sri Lanka yesterday, the 31st of January, says the Director General of Health Services. Accordingly, the new development has pushed the death toll from the virus outbreak to 316. The Department of Government Information said one of the victims is a 38-year-old man from the Colombo 8 area. He had been moved from the Colombo National Hospital to the National Hospital for Respiratory Diseases in Valisara after testing positive for COVID-19. He passed away yesterday due to a lung infection caused by the novel coronavirus. In the meantime, a 68-year-old woman from Kaduvela died on January 27th while receiving treatment at the Dr. Neville Fernando Teaching Hospital. The cause of death was determined as COVID-19 pneumonia and heart failure. A 69-year-old woman who was a resident of Angurvatota area has also fallen victim to the virus. She died the day before yesterday while receiving treatment at the Horana Base Hospital. The cause of death was cited as high blood pressure and a chest infection exacerbated by COVID-19. Sri Lanka's confirmed COVID-19 infections count saw another surge yesterday as 513 more persons tested positive for the virus. Department of Government Information said 476 of the newly identified patients are close contacts of earlier cases detected from the Paliagoda cluster. Another 10 were meanwhile linked to the prisons cluster. The remaining 27 have been identified as arrivals from foreign countries, 17 from the United Arab Emirates and 10 from South Korea. The country has registered 864 positive cases of the novel coronavirus within the day. Following the development, the total COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country has soared to 64,157. According to the Epidemiology Unit, 882 more persons who were previously infected with the virus were discharged from hospitals upon returning to health, raising the recoveries count to 57,159. In the meantime, 6,685 active cases are still under medical care at multiple hospitals and treatment centres. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The isolation status imposed in 3 police divisions will be lifted as of 5 a.m. today, the 1st of February. The head of the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of the COVID-19 Outbreak, Commander of the Army, General Shavendra Silva, said. Accordingly, the Siyavatta of the Narayanpeta Police Area, the Lower St. Andrews Place, the Upper St. Andrews Place and St. Andrews Road, and the Anuvavatta of the Gangabada Grama Nidari division of the Paliagada police area will be lifted as of 5 a.m. today. 17 trainee cadets who are undergoing training in the Civil Defence Force camp in Mihintale have contracted the coronavirus. The chief doctor of the prevention of diseases in Anuradhapura, Dr. Tejana Somatilaka, said the relevant trainees have been sent to quarantine. Around 500 cadets are undergoing training under the Civil Defence Force in Mihintale. The Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination dose was administered to a group of policemen engaged in the coronavirus mitigation efforts yesterday. The Government Information Department said 100 police officers were administered the first dose of the vaccine. The policemen were vaccinated at the police hospital in Narayanpeta. The Minister of Public Security, Rear Admiral Sarath Veerasekara, and the Inspector General of Police, Chandana Vikramaratne, were present at the occasion. A senior official of the Ministry of Education says interviews for the government interest-free loan scheme introduced to expand higher education opportunities for the students who are unable to secure a placement in state universities will commence from the 10th of February. The loan scheme was introduced for those students who qualified in the GCE Advanced Level Examination to achieve their higher education aspirations. The Education Ministry official told the SLBC that around 11,000 applications for the free loan scheme had already been received. The interviews will be conducted online. Select students will get an opportunity to study 96 different subjects from 15 non-governmental higher educational institutions. The General Secretary of the Port Industry and Services Progressive Service Association, Shamal Sumanarathne, said a final decision will be taken on the work to rule strike after the discussion with Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa today. It is expected that a positive and favourable result will be achieved during this discussion with the Prime Minister, the General Secretary added. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
A senior official of the Ministry of Education says interviews for the government interest-free loan scheme introduced to expand higher education opportunities for the students who are unable to secure a placement in state universities will commence from the 10th of February.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Residents and motorists complain that sudden excavation and roadworks in the Pamankara Road adjoining W.S. Silva Mavata in the Vellavatta area has caused many hardships. This has caused immense difficulties not only to local motorists but also for those vehicles entering the city. As a result, a traffic congestion is seen at this place every day during the peak hours. The residents also are clueless about the real cause for these sudden excavation works. The residents point out this has become a serious issue in Vellavatta, around the W.A. Silva Mavata and the Pamankara Road. This is for the attention of the RDA, the City Traffic Police and the Colombo Municipal Council.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Myanmar's Aung San Suu Kyi detained by military, the NLD party says. Hong Kong residents now eligible for special UK visa. In COVID news, thousands attend Israel funeral for Orthodox rabbi. Aung San Suu Kyi, leader of Myanmar's governing National League for Democracy, has been arrested, the party spokesman said. It comes amid tensions between the civilian government and the military, stoking fears of a coup. At elections in November, the NLD won enough seats to form a government, but the army says the vote was fraudulent. Myanmar, also known as Burma, was ruled by the military until 2011. Ms. Suu spent many years under house arrest. A visa scheme to allow Hong Kong residents to come to the UK opens on Sunday, with some 300,000 people expected to apply. The visa, which is open to holders of a British national overseas passport and their immediate dependents, will offer a fast track to UK citizenship. But the Chinese Foreign Ministry said it would no longer recognise the BNO passport as a travel document. The UK launched the new visa after China imposed a new security law. Thousands of ultra-Orthodox mourners have gathered in Jerusalem to attend the funeral of a top rabbi in breach of Israel's coronavirus regulations. Meshulam David Slavechik, 99, died yesterday following months of ill health after contracting COVID-19. The country is currently under a third national lockdown, but the police did not intervene to disperse the crowd. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Myanmar's Aung San Suu Kyi detained by military, the NLD party says. Hong Kong residents now eligible for special UK visa. In COVID news, thousands attend Israel funeral for Orthodox rabbi.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And now in development news, Minister Dalla Salahaperuma promised that more than 1,200 small-scale solar power panels will be set up in Kurunegala to generate 100 kilowatts of power. The necessary transformers for this purpose have been identified. The district residents have only 753 solar panels so far. This will be increased in the future, the minister added. That was development news. And now in sports news, the upcoming India versus England Test series has the potential to be an enticing contest similar in intensity to the one recently completed in Australia. India will start as favourites after an exhilarating victory of Australia, overcoming all obstacles. When you add the name Virat Kohli to the batting order, the team suddenly assumes a bulletproof cloak. In also adding the names are Ashwin, Hardik Pandya and Ishan Sharma to the list of available players, India take on an unbeatable appearance. Likewise, England can point to improvements they can make to the side that won convincingly in Sri Lanka. The availability of a premium player in Ben Stokes, who like Pandya provides all-round ability and selection flexibility, albeit at a higher level than the Indian, is a big plus. And Jeffrey Archer adds substantially to the quality of an already strong pace attack.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Kiehl's is currently looking for local manufacturers of popular products that are no longer available due to import restrictions. There are between 500 to 600 products that have been identified. The head of Kiehl's retail, Charita Subasinghe, said there are 500 to 600 products that have gone off the shelf because of import restrictions. We are still not covered by the local FMCG producers. Subasinghe was speaking to the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce on their webinar, Trends Shaping the FMCG Industry, held virtually recently.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka should egg on more SME sector-based exporters and should also drive in entrepreneurial skills to them, said the chairman of the Export Development Board, Suresh Dimel. Suresh Dimel expressed his passion for working with SME exporters from regions and also highlighted his long-standing affiliations with regional chambers where he contributed immensely towards the development of SMEs, capacity building and skill development. Under his leadership, EDB is planning to spearhead programs to develop the SME sector of the country and will be committed to supporting SME exporters of all regions.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
It will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And now for the weather report. The Met Department says several spells of showers will occur at times in the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Mathale and Nuwara area districts. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected in the northern, north central and eastern provinces and in the eastern slopes of the central hills. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the western and Sabaragama provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts after 1 p.m. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places. Misty conditions can be expected in the western, central, Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces during the morning. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Myanmar's NLD party says Aung San Suu Kyi detained by military. The army commander says around 31,000 army personnel will receive the AstraZeneca vaccine during the next few days. The final report on the investigation of the Easter Sunday attacks scheduled to be presented to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll up by 3. The total COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka crossed 64,000. The isolation status imposed in 3 police divisions will be lifted as of 5 a.m. today, the 1st of February. In news overseas, Hong Kong residents now eligible for special UK visa. In sports news, the upcoming India vs England Test series has the potential to be an enticing contest, similar in intensity to the one recently completed in Australia. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to Viana Kurei and Ronald on the other side. I can see Ronald too. Over to the two of you this Monday morning, the 1st of February 2021.